friends, welcome back to Bella Ann Craft Studio. We are going to make a DIY ephemera keeper. And in the ephemera keeper, if I can talk right, we're using an old 3-ring binder. Now, as some of you may know, and I've explained and how I was in the hospital, if you've ever been to a hospital, they give these binders with all your medical information. I have a lot because I had been in the hospital before and I gave my testimony on the ministry website or the ministry YouTube channel, excuse me. And I have a lot of these, a couple of them with that being a fact. If you don't have an old 3-ring binder, use what you got. Be creative. But this is what I'm going to use for the ephemera keeper and the ephemera and sticker keeper that I'm creating. Now, the let me see. The spine is about, just if I go from here to here, it's going to be roughly about 1.5 inches. And what I've done then is I've taken double-sided tape, and I had this is crafting paper. You can use wrapping paper, whatever you would like for this. And I covered all of this on both sides. And then if you want to keep it fresh, you can take some clear tape and go over top of it as well, whatever you choose. But I had made this previously for a garden journal, but I have since upgraded the binder I had for my garden, so I have this left over from that project. Now you can just very well go ahead and cover the inside should you choose, but I don't mind the tan that's on this, and I'm going to use it as is. Now I'm going to put this aside, and what I have here, and I made a post for a sneak peek of what I'm going to do with this clear shower curtain liner. Now, as I had told all of you, I still have a job. I still work part-time. Long story short, then I had to go to work, and the first of the month is really busy for me with my ministry and all the other things that I need to get done. So I had to kind of move some things around, but I'm back with you again here today. And a quick note, I have gotten the Facebook group up and it is live now. If you want to be part of that group, there is the page and then the group. Check the link in the description box below and go ahead and come and be part of that group. It is a private group, and I did that only because I didn't want a lot of people coming in and scammers and spammers putting things in there that had no pertains to our crafting. But all that is coming if I do a Facebook Live and I get the website up and going and new exclusives for those that are on that who do not subscribe to the workshops on Patreon. This will be something for you that you can come and see sneak peeks of things that I'm going to be presenting, and periodically maybe some coupons. We don't know. But stay tuned for those. But if you would like to be part of that group, and you follow me here on YouTube here, go ahead and be moving over there. Just go over to the Facebook page in this link in the description box below and go ahead and follow me over there, and also um, ask to be in the group if you are a crafty person. If you are learning how to sew, if you want some helpful tips and you want a one-on-one question asked, that's the place to go. All right. Now, announcements aside, I did want to share with you. I'm going to move this liner, okay? These are the cylinders from the toilet bowl. I keep saying that, y'all. I'm so sorry. These are the cylinders that toilet paper comes in. And what I've done with these, I've been saving this for quite a while, as well as paper towel holder. You know, the paper towel has the longer one, the cylinders. And what I will do then is I will fold them or smush them in half. Then I will, and I have demonstrated this on the washi tape video, cut one side in half. And I will take it, get a piece of plastic, I will wet this down, and then I will lay it flat. And sometimes I will put something flat on top of it. Now, if you wet these, just know if it comes apart here, just re-glue it. The reason why I say this, because we're going to be making tags and ephemera, different things that will go into our little ephemera and sticker book keeper. All right. So with that being said, I'm going to set all of this aside. I am going to be using recycled materials for pockets. I am going to be taking, let me get over here and let's see if I can find what I did. Okay. I've gotten these. Give me a moment. I have one, but right off the bat, I don't know where I stuck it at. Okay, so these are what I was mentioning about. They have the Ziploc portion on it, or they have a closure here. We want to leave this open, but I'm going to close this because you know it had and I cut it off, had the little gusset portion of this, and I just took that off. And we're going to close this up, and we're going to use these for pockets to go into our ephemera and sticker keeper. All right? Lots to do. I hope that you all will sit back and join me along. As you can see here, I have my coffee, Psalms 34:8. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Yes, He is. I have this sitting here. So I'm going to set these aside really quick. Now, sometimes I get family members. Sorry about hitting the mic. It will do that. Sometimes I'll get family members that will help me, friends that know I do this type of crafting, and they will save these different things for me. Now, I do want to share with you, if I may, I got this at Goodwill, right? And also a dear friend, he goes out and sometimes he'll go and he'll find some things that he thinks I might like, and he'll get these things for me as well. We're going to take this and we're going to laminate it, and we're going to make covers for journals as well. Stay tuned for that. So I've been looking at quite a few people that inspire me to think, oh, I know they did it this way, but what if I could do it this way? What would happen? You don't know if you don't try. So, what I am going to do then is I am going to move all these things aside. I'm going to open this liner in like little bits like this. I put this over where my box is, where I keep my stash at for different bits and bobs that I'm going to use later. So, okay, so this one I'm going to see. This is the top right here. So, with that being said, this is the top. Bear with me. I'm going to move my coffee cup because I got coffee in there. I try to fix the camera so you can see, but what I'm going to do then, let me flip this around. y'all. Bear with me. It's pretty big. Is I am going to measure this as because we want the length, right? But I'm going to get the width first. So I'm going to get the ruler out here. I'm going to move this out because it's pretty long, as you well can see. It's made for your shower. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fold this up right here, and I'll unfold it as I go. Let's see. Let me turn it this way as I did. Okay, so this one is fairly straight on this side here. Let me see here, over here. Try to get it as straight as possible. And it's not going to be 100% perfection, but we're going to get it as close as we can, right? Okay, and I'm going to clip this to hold it so it will not move. Make sure y'all got that in the shot. Yes, you do. So I've pulled the camera back up. I didn't get a close-up, but I want to make sure I get the full view of the camera. Whoopsie. And I am going to position this to where that's going to sit like so. All right. First cut, I will use my rotary cutter that I use just for crafts. I will also grab, let me see. Let me grab this. I've got this. Let me see if I can't use this. Ah, perfect. So let me go ahead. That's 11. So I may go 11, which is the length. I'm needing 8.5 this way. Because if you remember, this is the top because this is where your curtain rod hooks would go to hang it. So, therefore, let me see now. I am needing, I'm trying to fix this, y'all. And this is a small little mini series. And again, it's not going to be like 100% but close to that measurement. We're going to make it as close as we can. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to, because as you see right here where they made it, it's not going to be straight. So what I'm going to do, I think, is I'm going to get as close as I can. I'll give it about 1/8 of an inch more. Then I will trim off to make our pages look as straight as possible. All right. So let me get right here, here. Okay. Which is, that's 11. We want 8, okay, and a half. Okay. So let me grab a ruler that I know that is fairly straight there. And I want to use the lines on my mat to guide me and help me. So there is the half right there. Okay. Uh, let's see. That would be the 18. Let me make sure, y'all. Let's see. 18. Yeah, that's right. Oopsie. Okay. It'd be 18. And I'm going to go ahead and scooch it down. Not too far, but just a little so I can trim that other portion off, which is, there is right here. That is 8.5. So on this line then, I will take it from here to here. Okay, now I am going to use my rotary cutter just for crafting. I have one that's for my sewing and quilting. And I am going to do my very best, if this will work, to cut this. And it's working okay. All right, look at that. So what I can do is this little piece right here. What I will do, I'm going to close this for safety measures. And I am going to um, snip this portion off. Okay, it's a beautiful day here. And the grommet is in the way. I see what's going on. Okay, so I'm not going to use that grommet. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut around it, friends. Cut around it. Okay. And this portion right here with the grommet, I'm not going to save that. I'm going to use it for something else. So therefore, I have a piece that is, I'm going to cut this thing off here. We use this for something else. Right here. Set that aside. That's one. Now this one, because I need it to be 8.5 wide, the length, we'll do that in a minute. I want to cut all of these. Okay. And I'll put my little clippies up here. And let's measure what we got. And I'm letting y'all look. We have this side right there, which this one's kind of okay. Then that one here is the end. And it looks good even though it doesn't look even. I think we're going to go with it. And a trial and error kind of thing right now. Okay. So again, let me use this as an example. This is a piece right here that's going to be that wide. So the same thing goes. You can measure and see what works. Let's see if we got it anywhere straight. Pretty close. Pretty close. Alrighty. So that's that. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to measure that one more time. There you go. I'd say that is pretty close. What do you say? Because it's just a little, one little piece is a little bit off, but it's as close to 8.5 as we need. So there's one. Let's go ahead and cut another one. Okay, because this is long and my craft room is small. These little strips for the top, I'm going to wait till I have them cut all where I need. Well, actually, let's do this. If y'all will bear with me, if I'm out of frame, I need to go ahead and snip this down. Just hang in there with me so I can use the rotary cutter. And let me see if I can't snip this off, friends. Hang in there with me. You can see what I'm doing here. I'm cutting this portion off. Let me go ahead and snip that. You can use this for something else, I'm sure. Sometimes at the moment, I don't know what I'm going to use it for until I get a great idea. I'm like, oh, let me do that. And I'm going to go ahead and just take the time. Sorry if I hit the camera, y'all. I tell you, I got the smallest little place, but I thank the Lord for what I got. And utilize what you got. Okay, I'm going to keep cutting here. Okay, there's that. Let me go ahead and move this over so y'all can see what I'm doing. continuing to cut off that top part right here. Okay, oopsie, get too happy cutting that. All right, I've done cut off all of the top part here. And now I'm going to go back to this portion. I'm going to fold it up because of my space is, oopsie, sorry, I didn't mean to put that in up there in front of y'all. Okay, scissors out of the way. This type of crafting, you learn to really maneuver around the space that you got, you know. All right, so therefore, I'm going to do it, rinse and repeat. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to see if I can't maneuver. Make sure y'all can see that in the camera. How far over? Oh, good. I kind of moved the camera up just enough where I can go ahead and give you a good vantage of what I'm doing. And I'm going to clip this so it doesn't move on me. Then I'm going to measure 8.5 right here. And let me see. Utilize a little bit here. I want to get this line right here where I can utilize that line, I think. Perfect. Okay. Even if it's a little hair off, we're going to use it, right? And you'll see what I'm going to do. I saw this. I thought, you know what? I might turn that into a page to stick stickers on. Oh, yes. If I can make this behave. Here we go. Need to grease it. Here we go. Rinse and repeat. All right. There's another one. And therefore, I need to clip this one. And what I'm doing then is when I have them cut, I've got a stack pile over here. I'm putting them aside and I'm going to continue to cut these. And I could very well, friends, tell you, oh, I'll cut these and I'll be back. But this is crafting. And in our face group that I have created, once everybody gets in and starts getting established, I really want to, do that one-on-one crafting with y'all. And if a person has not done this type of crafting before, that he or she can say, you know what? I get that one-on-one asking a question and receiving an answer right out the door. Okay, so making sure we're straight, hence for the line there. Alrighty, and a dear friend gave this to me and I just love it so much. I'm very sentimental. All right, pull this down, making sure we're good. And here we go. Rinse and repeat. What I'm doing is going back and forth until it's cut. I'm thinking that I had seen a rotary blade cutter on Amazon. And I thought, you know what? I need to get that because if I need to sharpen my blade or whatnot, I can surely do that. It would sure save some money on crafting supplies, and those things are getting a little pricey. I'm sure we can all attest to that. And every little dollar we can do to save money, I say it's a winner. It's a bonus. So why am I using this L-shaped ruler? For one, because I can see where my measurement is. I could have done it down here, but it keeps the edges straight at the same time. Now, I will also, because I want to make this my central mark, move it down, okay? Move it down where the 8.5 mark is. Also, where the ruler is setting on this line then helps me to keep the plastic shower liner lined up as well without it going like this. Okay, that's my logic of thinking. Okay, and once I get it lined up, okay, and I know I have it on the 8.5 mark, 8.5 inch mark there. Um, I can line it up with this line and this line, all is central. Move this out the way and begin to cut it with my rotary cutter because this one's very old, so bear with me here. Trying not to move the liner or ruler. Okay, until it's all cut. And I can tell because I'm taking my rotary cutter and pushing up against here. And I'm going to continue to do so until it has released. It had released from that portion here. To me, this is more efficient to do than, let's see, how many do I have? God, I'm going to make a lot of stickers. So let's go ahead and finish off. Let me move this out the way for safety reasons. Give me a moment, drink a little coffee here. I often will pause the mic if you hear a click because I want to be respectful if I take a drink or sneeze like I had my allergies going there some time back, and I want to be respectful to you all. Okay, here we go. We're making that mark up against the 8.5. It's all lined up here. Go ahead and put these clips here. Keep it together and straight. If it will, it keeps popping out. I got butterfingers. Therefore, let's go ahead and measure, measure, measure. Hold this here. Okay. Swoosh that back on the side. And I'm holding this down and I'm holding it firmly and consistently. Okay. Perfect. Now, there's another one. This too will be easier for me to cut them into pages. Okay? And I'm totally like, this is out of my brain idea. Inspired by those who have made ephemera keepers. Okay? Let me go ahead and get myself lined up here on the board. We're almost there. Get the plastic central here. Okay, get my ruler lined up with it as well. Okay, and rinse and repeat, friends. And, oopsie, did I make that? Yes, I did. I pushed on that, I was closing it. Okay, get that done. I do appreciate you all for joining along with me. And I know this is not a cup of tea for everybody, but I guarantee you it is not boring. And I'm sure there are people who let me get this lined up here, who have not created something like this and find it fascinating. Let me tell you my story. I know for a fact that I too, in the very beginning, many moons ago, where I just found it so cool that you can do this kind of crafting with things you got lying around your house. Make sure that's straight. And they turn out so beautiful, y'all. So beautiful. Things you would not even think that you can craft, and it inspires me. Well, I got that crooked, didn't I? Or off center, should I say. That we need 8.5 there, Bill. Okay. Those that don't know me, my nickname is Belle. My given name is Belinda. And this is welcome to my craft studio. All right. Oh, that kind of went off. We'll fix it. And if you have a better way of cutting things, friends, go ahead and cut the way you feel to be better. These are inspiring ideas to help you along the way. All right. Let me see what we got. So far, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in the pile. Okay. And what I could do then, I'm going to leave this left over, should I say, and let's measure. That is a little over, maybe 11.5. Let me make sure on my mat. Give me a moment. Yes, 11.5. So I'm going to leave this setting aside. I won't cut this because there may be something else I could use this in a project. So I'm going to stick it over here, put it aside. Now then, let's grab the remembering that this is the width, right? We need the length. So where I'm going to turn it this way, whoops, let's turn it around this way then. And I am going to close that for safety reasons. I am going to, see, I already see that I got a little bit right here that I cut that top part off. And move that ruler aside. And I'm going to put my little clippies up here. And I'm going to trim this. Let me turn this around so I can see where we need to trim here. Keeping it central to that line right there. Maybe a little bit more, I'd say. Maybe. I'd say right there. Okay. Get my rotary cutter and give it, oopsie, I gotta be careful. Okay. And that didn't cut all the way through, so I'll get my scissors. Gotta be careful with these things. They're very, very sharp. To go off the end would be kind of a bad thing, I'd say. Okay, so now I've got this as my starting point. So therefore, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this sheet that I had, and I'm going to take it and I'm going to measure my starting point on my sheet to give me a reference to cut. You can also use your ruler should you choose to do that. Let me go ahead and see what I can get out of these. And that would work. Because so what I'm doing then is making sure what I have here is close to a sheet of paper is what I'm doing. Then let me see if I can do let me see if I can't get a piece or a hold on. Let me look over here behind me. I'm going to look for let me pull this in here. I got some markers I can use. Let's see if this one will work. I'm going to pull them in so you can see. I got a few Sharpies that I can just go ahead and I can, I want in the yellow, that way it doesn't show up. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to see if I can't put that there. And I may be overthinking it, but it's a experiment. Put that down. Let's see what that looks like. Well, that works. Okay. And I'm going to go here. And it's very faint, but I can see it. So if you wanted to go with the darker, feel free to do that. And mark is what I'm going for. Okay, I can see that. So I'm going to cut the first one like that. And I'm going to, so you can see that yellow there. It's very faint. Very faint. I see it. Okie dokie. So now I'm going to go ahead and put him up here, making this my central mark here. Okay. And I can always check against the line underneath, making sure it gives it a good 90-degree. And if that part up here is off, not to worry. So what I'm going to do here is not, what I did is I marked the ruler, y'all. It's very hard to see, and it moves quite a bit. Okay. There, we're cooking. All right. See how I marked my little ruler there? It happens. You get some alcohol and get that off. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to use my scissors, and I'm going to run my scissors up that line. All right. So that's one sheet. Okay. Then what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to take them and we're going to make little pieces of paper that's going to go over that, and I'm going to stick it in here. All right. So let me go ahead and get these together. Let me stick this over here to the side. Where do I want that to be? I'm kind of thinking instead of the scissors, whoopsie, I'm going to stick it over here. Get the coffee. Get the coffee. Coffee. Now, I don't know how many I'm going to get out of this, but let's see what we can do here. Okay. Let's see what we can get. Can we get enough out of these? Again, if you have plastic left over, friends, not to worry. Go ahead, and if you, like what I was getting ready to say, if there's not enough to make pages, use the leftover to make some pockets. Okay? We're going to do that as well. And let me see if I can't. Because of this is so fiddly, I may very well have to do, yeah, this is going to give me some overage for the amount that I need. So let me go ahead and cut them in twos here. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this here, and I'm going to do 11 by the page. See if I can see that. And this is 32, that's centimeters. And I'm going to mark it. Okay, let's do this one here. I'm going to go back up. And if they're not completely symmetrical, that's fine. We're not going to worry about that. I'm looking where that half is what I'm doing. And I'm going to mark. And the idea for this is, again, so we have somewhere to put our sticker paper, our stickers when we make them. I'm going to put that right there. And I'm marking right here. And I'm going to then mark this side. And because that is so clear, it's very hard for this old lady to see anything. Okay, here is the half mark for the 11 and a half. I'm going to take it in the middle there. I'm quiet because I'm concentrating, you guys. All right, here's the first mark. Or you can very well hold that and use your rotary cutter, should you choose that way. Which I think for me, looking upon this, I'm going to make sure it's right there on the edge. And as you see, I kind of wiggled, not to worry. All right, well, there's 3. I think that's more efficient, right? I'm going to put those there, rinse and repeat one yet again. Okay. And either way, what I'm looking at it, because this is going to be a little folded over, either way you cut it, it's going to be the same. Here, let me look at our time really quick. I want to share these processes with you so you can enjoy it as I am. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put one right there on the end so it doesn't wiggle. Let me go ahead and put that right there and measure right there. That would be the centimeter bell. Let me go ahead and 11 and a half. It's very hard to see with this clear, but I'm determined to get it. Okay, what I think I could do then, I could do it this way, couldn't I? Okay, that's 11 and a half. And pull up my Sharpie again. And I will pull this side around, or turn this side around. That's the inch right here. Now you want to make sure, as it has the little mark right here, that's where I'm measuring from. The very first mark right there, the little line. And I'm going to go to the 11 and a half mark right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and line that up, making sure I got it with this line. It helps me to keep it straight. I can also use the other ruler if I need to. And once I hold this ruler down, it should hold it. Okay. Okay, there it is. Beautiful. That did good. I feel like the more pressure I put, the better it cuts, and I know that I need to sharpen my blade. Now, opening, because this was folded, Now, I may have another piece. I sure do. Well, look what I did. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put these aside here. And also, I just thought of this. You can put your washi tape on this as well. So if you take it off that carrier sheet and you don't want to keep it on that, put it on this and put it into your ephemera keeper. All right, back to big things here. All righty, let me go ahead and do, let's see, there's my 1, 10, 11 and a half. But I don't want to do that because I really tend to mess that up. Let me do it the way I feel comfortable. Right. And I'm going to put it right there. Not much wastage, but we're never wasting, right? We're going to utilize every bit that we got. All right. Give me a moment. I'm going to look at what our time looks like. Oh boy, it flies when you're having fun. Okay. Now, and again, forgive me for kicking or hitting the table and moving my camera. I'm concentrating here. Okay. Now, once again, since this is a single page, I'm going to put that line right here and then the plastic up against this line here. And then I'm going to put my ruler. Help me with guidance here. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. And I'm going to go ahead, make sure I got this here on that line. Okay, whoopsie. I did move the ruler just a little. That's okay. It's very hard to keep that straight. Therefore, I got this little piece and I will utilize that as well. So, as we go and build on our ephemera sticker keeper, I'm going to be utilizing and cutting these as we go. So I'm going to start with these so you'll get a general idea of what we're going to do with these here. Now, these that I have already cut, I'm going to put these away and I'm going to cut them as we go. And in future videos, you may see me cut some more of these because I need more. I may have 1 or 2 different 3-ring binders. Okay, now let me pull this back in here. I'll go ahead and just set that aside for the now. Okay, now what I am going to do is I am going to put my ruler back amongst all my other rulers. And here's a quick tip for you. A lot of us have Reynolds wrap, and I'm sure I have shown this, and if I haven't, please stay tuned for making of these. But I've shown these. I think I have. If I haven't, I'm showing now where I put washi tape on top of it and made it into a ruler. And then when I get the paper, let me find something I can use as a scrap. Okay, let me use this really quick. And I can take it then, that torn edge effect. Okay, let me do this. I can hold it straight, and these are some things I've made. I would look at it and think, oh, that's great. So this is the um, cutting edge, the metal part from the Reynolds wrap or plastic wrap or whatever you buy. And that's what that does. And it gives that really cute edge that we all love when we have torn paper. Okay? And there you go. Can you see how that is? Perfect. All right. Just a little helpful hint for you all. And in our Facebook group, I will be sharing special things like this. Okay? Sometimes I'll share it on YouTube and sometimes I'll share it in the Facebook page. So make sure you go over there and you follow along. All right, then. So, what now I'm going to do is I'm going to take these and on the edges, I'm going to put some scrapbook paper and I'm going to put it over the edge. And then I'm going to get a hole punch so I can put it into my book. Okay? Now, let's see. Scrapbook paper I can use. Lots of great things I got here. I'm loving this gingham, y'all. I got all kinds of stuff. You can even use ribbon if you'd like. I'm going to use scrapbook paper. And, I think that this would be long enough. And again, if it's not all the way to the top, not to worry. You're using it to uh, reinforce that edge. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Quickly before we go, we're going to pick this up on our next video, our next crafting video. Please stay tuned for that. All right, let me give a good amount there. I'm going to take about that much. Okay, I no specific way or not. I'm just going to utilize that, and I'm going to take that. That's a roughly about roughly 2 inches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back around here, and I'm going to take 2 inches off there. So what I've done is I've got it there where that 1 inch mark is that I have up there. And I am going to cut that, okay, just so you can see the process. And I will do that for all of them. Let's see what our time is looking like. Oh boy, it's coming to a close, y'all. All right. I'm a firm believer in recycle. Reuse and recycle is what I am a firm believer in. Okay. Double-sided tape. Guess we'll use this. I need to get some more. I believe in double-sided tape for the reason that it sticks and stays. All right, let's put some double-sided tape on here, you guys. And run down either side. Okay. And then put some in the middle there. Okay. And turn it around. And on the opposite. All right there on the edge is where I'm getting it. Right there. And okay. All right. There's one. As you can see here, I've got the 3 pieces I need, and I'm going to smoosh it down for a clean stick here. Oops. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the same to this side so we can have them both ready. I'm always in, when I'm out somewhere and I look at things, I am always looking at the potential of what it can be used for opposite the purpose that it was made for. In that instance, like recycle materials and things that I can use, and unless you told somebody, they would not know what you made that out of. And if they are a frugal person or if they are a person that appreciates this type of art, they will appreciate you for making it. Not everybody likes that kind of stuff. I get it. But for the one who does, they will appreciate gifts like this. Okay? Now, I'm going to grab a sheet. We're going to continue with this process on our next crafting video. And we're going to take off the paper on the double-sided tape here. And I got my little handy dandy little trash can. Okay. And I'm going to put it in there. And because I do want this to be in the center of everything, as I should have done before, I'm going to kind of foldy mark that to be in the center, and the same for my little plastic sheet here. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to crease this right here, and then I'm going to take this, and where the crease lines up, I'm going to put it right in the middle, utilizing my lines. Okay. Let me get this glue. I need some paperweights, y'all. That's something I need to put on my to-do list. And I'm going to hold this down so it doesn't move while I put this on. Okay? So therefore, my line is approximately right about there. Oopsie. And I'm going right up against that plastic as best as I can. Smoosh that down. And the same with this one, and I got it off-centered. Y'all are probably saying, Belinda, you got it off, girl. All right, let me see. Can I do it this way? I don't see why I could not. It might be a little off-kilter, but we're going to make this work, everybody. Lovely. And if it seems a little off there, not to worry. We can just pull that up and rinse and repeat. It's hard to see that plastic. I'm sure you can understand where I'm going with this. Okay. Now I'm going to get my little scrapey tool. I'm going to go ahead and put my pretend weights out the way. And this doesn't have to be wide. It can be whatever width you want it to be. I want it to be durable when I open and close it and it's in the binder. So when I pull my stickers off, it will be to where I don't have to worry about it tearing or coming out. So we're reinforcing that. And hopefully the Lord bless me to see it. I can just be able to do this for part-time, but as of now, I do have a part-time job and I do have to work. See, that's off. That's okay. The idea is that it's not showing on that other side is what I don't want. and it pulls up very well. So if I happen to work and I don't have a video for y'all, please be patient, as we all do have to work. Okay, and when you smush it, it'll lay flat. Okay, I'm not too concerned with this side. It's this side that I desire to be equal and the same. You can also take the both pieces of the construction paper to where they touch each other, and also where the plastic is here but the rest is here, and the two double-sided, the pieces with the double-sided tape can stick to that if you choose. Now before we go, I want to get my hole punch, and I am making the biggest mess, y'all. Forgive me. All right, making sure that this is where I need it to be. I'm going to get my holes measured, and how I like to measure is, and also this is probably going to hang over a bit. If you don't mind it hanging over, that's fine. If you don't want it hanging over, you can also trim it. I don't mind it. It's going to stay. Now what I am going to do then is I'm going to pull it up. I'm sure you all can see this. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to catch this inside of this this binder. And what I've done then is I've turned it on the side. I've measured whereabouts I wanted it to be, and I am going to take those 3-ring binder snaps thingamabobs, and I'm going to imprint it with that. I'm pushing on it. Okay, and you can also see here what I can see right here, the little indentions. I'm going to go ahead and take my Sharpie before we go, and I'm going to mark here, and I'm going to mark here, and this will be where's that? I see it right there. I've already marked it. Okay, now I'm going to move this aside, and I'm going to get my hole punch. And this works very well with the Happy Planner rings. If you've got a hole punch for the Happy Planner, do the same thing. Very easy, right? And I'm going to show you. I'm going to get it right center, and I'm going to punch. Get it right center. I'm going to punch. Okay, now I'm going to pull my 3-ring binder back in, and I'm going to put page 1 in, and I am going to try it out. Okay, and there you go. Now, when I get these done, we're going to go through the process, part 1, part 2. We're going to finish these, and we're going to fill these up and with pockets and all of the things that I mentioned, so we can have pockets for our tags, for a page where we can put our little charms and things. If it's not in this binder, it'll be in other binders, so I can put it up on my shelf. I can pull it off, and it's there. Thank you for joining me. Thank you. And if you like this kind of crafting, if you like if you like the video today, give me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Take a look at the description box below for the new Bell Ann Craft Studio group that I have. And always, always, always stay inspired until our next crafting video. Bye for now.